Afternoon, children. Today we will continue chapter Cell, its structure and functions. Yesterday you had studied, children, that cells are variable in shape and size. Cells may be spherical, oval, cuboidal, polygonal, etc. The shape and size of the cell depends upon the location and function of the cell. For example, you have seen, children, that nerve cell is thin wire-like structure. It is the longest cell of the body because it has to transmit the nerve impulse to different parts of the body. So, you have studied about the shape and size of the cell. The smallest cell is PPLO, pleuropneumonia-like organism, which is also known as mycoplasma. And the largest cell is ostrich egg. Today you will study, children, the structure of a typical cell. There are mainly three parts in a cell, and these three parts are: the outermost covering of the cell is called cell membrane, and in the center there is a spherical body that is called nucleus, and inside this cell membrane and outside the nucleus there is a living structure called protoplasm. So these are mainly three structures present in a cell. Now you will see, children, that cell membrane is the outermost covering of the cell. It is also known as plasma membrane. It is made up of lipids and proteins. Cell membrane is selectively permeable, or you can say it is semi-permeable. Why it is called selectively permeable? Because it controls entry and exit of substances according to the requirement of the cell. All the substances cannot enter the cell because it allows only such substances which are required by the cell. Okay, children? So it is selectively permeable. And in the animal cell, the outermost covering is cell membrane. It is flexible. Okay? But in the plant cell, there is another membrane which is bounded over this cell membrane. The outermost covering is cell wall. This cell wall is present in plants, bacteria and fungi. Cell wall protects the internal content of the cell, and it also provides rigidity to the cell because cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a type of carbohydrate. So you have seen, children, that there is difference in plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell is rigid due to presence of cell wall, whereas animal cell is flexible due to presence of plasma membrane or cell membrane. Okay. Now this cell membrane, inside this cell membrane there is living structure that is called protoplasm, and protoplasm is distinguished into two parts. Protoplasm that is outside the nucleus and inside the cell membrane is called cytoplasm. Okay, children? Cytoplasm is jelly-like structure, and cytoplasm is made up of water, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Okay, children? Water forms the maximum part of the cell. Cytoplasm contains many small structures. These small structures are known as cell organelles. These cell organelles perform various activities. Okay, children? Cytoplasm contains small structures which perform various activities, and these small structures are called cell organelles, like mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex. These are the cell organelles. Now you will see, children, about cytoplasm. You have come to know that it is jelly-like structure and it is made up of water, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, minerals, vitamins, etc. Okay, and in this cytoplasm small structures are present called cell organelles, and in the center there is nucleus. It is a spherical body, it is in the center. In the animal cell the nucleus is in the center, but in the plant cell it is peripheral in position, it is not in the center. Okay children, now you should know about the nucleus. Nucleus is a spherical body and it is bounded by two membranes. This is called nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope. Okay, outer membrane and inner membrane. Between these two membranes there is perinuclear space, and this nuclear membrane, you see there are pores. These pores are called nucleopores. It allows some substances to enter the cell nucleus, and it also allows some substances to move out from the nucleus. And in the nucleus there is jelly-like structure, protoplasm. It is called nucleoplasm. And in the nucleoplasm, in this nucleoplasm, thread-like structures are present. These thread-like structures are called chromatin. Okay children, and these chromatins condense to form chromosome. Chromosomes are visible during cell division. You know children, our life starts from a single cell zygote, but this cell divides to form millions of cells. By which process? Cell division. There are mainly two types of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. You will study in higher class. Now you should know children that in our body growth takes place due to mitosis, cell division, and reproduction takes place by meiosis. So you see, this nucleus is very important part because it is the storehouse of the genes. Genes are present in the chromosomes, and these chromosomes carry hereditary characters from one generation to the next generation. You must have observed children that if the parents are tall, their offsprings are also tall. If the parents have curly hair, the offsprings have curly hair. If the parents have blue eyes, the offsprings have blue eyes. How it happens children? Characters are transmitted from parents to offspring through genes, and these genes are available on the chromosomes. Chromosomes contain bead-like structures called genes. So you have seen children that nucleus is very important part of the cell. It is called controlling center of the cell. It is also known as brain of the cell because it controls the important activities of the cell. So this is about the nucleus. Okay children, now you will study about the cell organelle. You have seen children, mitochondria is the cell organelle. It is also, mitochondria is also double membraned structure. Outer membrane is smooth, whereas inner membrane is folded to form finger-like projection. It is called cristae. And inside this mitochondria there is matrix in which respiratory enzymes are present. This mitochondria helps in physiological activities. It is the site of cellular respiration. Okay children, and it helps in releasing energy in the form of ATP. So it is also known as powerhouse of the cell. बच्चों, जितने भी फिजियोलॉजिकल एक्टिविटीज़ हैं उनके लिए कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है? माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया. ये एनर्जी प्रोवाइड करता है. रेस्पिरेशन जो होता है उसमें, सेल्यूलर रेस्पिरेशन में माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया हेल्प करता है, और इसीलिए इसको हम लोग कहते हैं एनर्जी एटीपी का फॉर्मेशन होता है, इसलिए हम लोग पावर हाउस ऑफ द सेल बोलते हैं। तो ये माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया जो है वो बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट सेल ऑर्गेनेल है। नाउ यू कैन बी आस्क्ड चिल्ड्रन that what is the function of mitochondria? You can say that it helps in cellular respiration and it helps in releasing energy. So it is called powerhouse of the cell. Okay children, now you will study next cell organelle tomorrow. Thank you children.